Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another live stream on my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about a variety of different crypto projects, and then we're going to be going on to the comments down below, any questions you guys have to offer. As always, guys, I'm not going to review every single comment down below, so patrons always have priority. So any patrons that I recognize down below, we will be addressing their comments first. But we're going to start off with a few different projects that we're very bullish on, that are performing very well, that, we did call, guys, because my time machine is very effective, and I've called the most projects out of anyone in this crypto space. So to start it off, do you want to start, SSM? We'll let you
Oh,
start. Why don't you
yeah,
talk about this project that you want to bring people aware to?
yeah. Okay. Hey guys, thanks for joining us, and I really appreciate you having me here today, Seth. Hope you've been having a great weekend. So today I'm going to talk about a project that I actually made a video on earlier today, and that's the XP network. I really like this project, and I've covered it a couple of times on my channel since it was on 0.0025. So I even was contemplating and doing my research because I don't just like to jump into projects. And the more I looked into the project, the more I liked it. And XP Network, great project. It has a lot more utility to NFTs, brings a lot more utility to NFTs in the space. And one of the things I really like about the project is they have a long list of use cases, and that's what you like to see in a project. XP Network is an amazing tool, that allows people to move their NFT assets from one bridge, from one blockchain to another. If you look at it, last year in 2022, even in 2021, millions of dollars were lost because people were being because of cross bridge hacks. So cross bridge hacks are a point of vulnerability in the crypto space, and XP Network was able to add a layer of security while moving NFTs from one blockchain to another, in addition to that interoperability. So I really like the project. I like the fact that they have integrated with so many blockchains. Tron, Polygon, Solana, Aptos, VeChain's first NFT bridge, first network bridge to another blockchain, to the Binance Smart Chain, was done using the using the XP network. And the most amazing part of it all, the part that actually really blows my mind, is this project is sitting at $1.5 million in market cap. It's a project that is working directly with other blockchains. It's a project that different crypto projects within the space are using. NFT projects. Look at what happened, with Youths and D-Gods NFT. They moved over from Solana to Polygon. So these are products that works directly with crypto projects, not just waiting for retail investors. It's something that different crypto projects themselves are going to use. So as many NFT projects are in the space, XP Network is going to be relevant because they might decide, oh, we actually want to be on HBAR, and XP Network has security audits for supporting NFTs from whatever blockchain to the HBAR blockchain. They can decide, oh, we actually prefer Polygon, or we want the Binance Smart Chain, or we want it to be on VeChain, or for some reason we want it to be on Ethereum because we like paying gas fees. So all of this, all that utility within the space. And I've said this before, I don't want to go on too long. I want Seth to have his time. Projects that don't just have utility by themselves, but gives utility to other projects within the space will do well. So XP Network is a project that is useful to other crypto projects within the space. So I called it today. So glad the patrons got in much more earlier, and we're seeing a lot of good gains. And I believe this is just the beginning. A lot more room for growth. All-time high was around 1 cent. So we can still see lots more growth with this project, and definitely I believe we're just getting started. The more people discover this project, the more they're going to like it.
So I have a few questions about this project, so we can help understand, let everyone else understand what this project has to offer. So if you had to boil it down to a few sentences, or maybe even a phrase or a couple words, what would you say that XP Network's main use case is?
Well, in let me just say, in a couple of words or in a few sentences, I would
You said-
say, I would say, cross cross chain NFT cross chain. NFT cross chain, bridging, something like that. So
Okay.
I think, yeah, utility plus interoperability plus security. Those three are the key factors with XP network.
Okay, I have another question. Do you believe that NFTs will be another narrative in the next Boron or a bullish narrative in the next Boron? Or do you believe that XP Network is just a fundamentally great project that will perform well regardless?
Yeah, okay. So that's a great question because in all of the videos I've made, today's video was actually the third video. I raised two issues, and the first issue I found out it was actually my fault because I didn't do deeper research into it. I was like, okay, the project is good. I love the idea. I love what they're doing. They're adding security and more utility to NFTs within the space, but the tokenomics weren't good. I was complaining about the fact that they had just 13% in circulation. And then upon deeper research, I found out that I was wrong and they actually have 55% in circulation. So the data on CoinMarketCap was wrong, and it's actually 55% in circulation, not 13%. So the second issue I was raising was NFTs as a niche. This project brings a lot of utility to a lot of crypto projects within the space. However, it's very limited to NFTs. Whether or not you believe NFTs will do well is a completely subjective matter. But I believe NFTs have made their mark in the crypto space. And now the reason why I started with that is this is now more of a subjective opinion. Yours might be different, but I believe NFTs have made their mark within the crypto space. And I believe a lot of NFT projects are still going to come up. I believe people are going to find more use cases for different NFTs. NFTs are not just pictures. There's music, there's NFT, there's film in NFTs, and then there's images, the most popular one. So games, one of my favorite projects, one of my favorite gaming projects I've been talking about recently, Fabwelt. Fabwelt integrated recently with XP Network so that they can port over their NFT in-game assets from BSC to Polygon to enable more cross-chain gaming. So the fact that other projects, gaming projects, it can just be NFT projects, it can just be a music project. The fact that other projects find these projects useful for what they want to achieve, the fact that other projects will come to XP Network. VChain's first NFT bridge was done using the XP Network. The Inca NFT project decided to move from Harmony One to the Binance Smart Chain using the XP Network. So this is a great project in that a lot more projects within the space. It doesn't matter what blockchain it is, as long as you are a project dealing with NFTs, as long as you're a project that uses NFTs, a project like SP Network is going to be super useful. It's an extremely useful tool when it comes to the NFT niche within the crypto space. So we already have the use case. It's there. I don't even if NFTs don't go as wild as it does before, every single NFT project within crypto has to die before XP Network becomes irrelevant. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. So this project is definitely one that will be relevant in the long term. Guys, you have no idea how early you are to this project. It's not even up to 2x up from its all-time low. That's how early you are. And I really believe this is a gem, that you guys are getting real free, like very close to when I called it to my patrons. But yeah, definitely. I believe this is a project that will be very relevant long term.
So to wrap this up, what you were saying is XP Network is very bullish, regardless of if NFTs is a narrative, as well as XP Network. You notice that the tokenomics are much better than you formerly proposed, and
Yeah,
that as well it has a lot of good backers and partnerships with it. That the fact that it's being utilized by many big industries suggests that this project has utility.
definitely. Thanks.
So yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. It's a great project. This may be a great entry point. As you guys know, I'm not very bullish on a lot of NFT projects. However, my opinions aside, this project is being utilized by many big industries. Therefore, there is use case for this specific NFT project. And that is key, guys, this specific NFT project. So, moving on, I want to talk about a project here today, guys, because this project is performing very well. And recently, over the past few weeks, there has been a lot of music projects that are being thrown around. People are talking about Audius, people are talking about Rocky, people are talking about many more music projects. I do believe Corium as well. So I want to bring you guys a music project that personally I believe is the best one out of all the low cap gems. You can put Audius aside and you could put Gala Music aside. They're higher in market cap. But as a low cap gem, I think I found a project that will perform much better than the rest. And that project, guys, today is Bitsong. So I've known about Bitsong for a very long time now. However, one of the main problems with this project was due to the very low liquidity. It was very hard to buy this project on Uniswap. However, for those select few people that did want to put in the work, who did want to go and buy it on Osmosis, an exchange which I believe is probably going to perform very well in the next bull run, you would be up big on this project. You would be up around 230% today for Bitsong. I made a video about 2 weeks ago called Top 10 Low Cap Gems for the next bull run. Bitsong was my first project. So for those of you intelligent few that take my, not financial crypto advice on the best projects to invest into for the next bull run, you would be up big on this project. For those of you that are on my Patreon that looked at my portfolio to understand the projects I'm invested in, that took those 5 minutes out of your day and decided, you know what, Bitsong is a great project, you would be up big right now. So now, enough of the boasting. Why do I believe this project is a great project? So I'm going to discuss that now. So one of the main things I think is great about this project is the fact that there's a lot of different music projects out there. And a lot of these low cap gem music projects don't have the best tokenomics. As you guys already know, Rocky, terrible tokenomics, less than 5% in supply. Even Corium, it's around 10% in circulation. Very bad tokenomics. That is not the case for Bitsong. Around 70% in circulation. So the tokenomics for Bitsong are great, which is what I want to see. But that's just one of the main things. The second thing is the idea behind the project. I personally believe this project has a lot of utility. For those of you who don't know what this project is, one of the main ideas proposed behind Bitsong is this idea of a fan token for artists. And I think this is going to be big because, believe it, these Justin Bieber, Beyonce, even all these current ones, these K-pop and all this music jargon, they would love to have any form of governance over their artists. They're obsessed with them. You guys already know this. A lot of these people end up doing very bad things to themselves because they're so obsessed with these artists. If they could have some form of governance over these artists, they would love this. And I'll give you guys a good example. Let's say Beyonce puts out a poll and you have these tokens to bet on this poll. And this poll is where the next concert's going to be. Is it going to be in Europe? Is it going to be in North America? Is it going to be in Asia? They would love this and believe it. People would utilize this. The only limiting factor right now is just the fact that the blockchain isn't adopted by the masses. Once the blockchain is adopted, once the blockchain is utilized by the general populace, I can definitely see a project like Bitsong with their fan token idea performing very well. But look, this is a low cap gem, very low in market cap. It's not guaranteed that all these projects are going to perform well. However, I'm comfortable with the tokenomics. I'm comfortable with that. I'm also comfortable with the project idea that, in my opinion, it's worth the risk for investing in this project. But this is Bitsong, guys. I highly recommend you join the Patreon. Had you been on the Patreon, you would be up big on this project if you guys looked at my portfolio and paid attention to the projects I invest into. But that's it for Bitsong, guys. So now let's address some of the comments down below. I would love it, SSM, if you could ask me a question, because I like...
Yeah, I wanted to ask you.
It's good to critique every single project, so we don't just have one view on it.
Definitely, because if you guys have been following me, my favorite music project is Audius. I really love Audius, and Bitsong is very similar in that regards. Trying to give artists ownership. So I understand that there's a lot more potential with what you can earn as an investor with Bitsong. But how is it different from, let's say, Gala Music or Audius? What would you say is the unique selling point or the differentiating factor with Bitsong?
So, great question to ask. I would ask myself that question if I could, but because I'm the one who's asking the questions, usually I couldn't answer that. First of all, let me just get this up so everyone can know what coin we're talking about. So, okay. So to answer your question, what I would say is Bitsong is a little bit different to the likes of Audius. It is a little bit different to the likes of a decentralized Spotify. It does have an element within Bitsong where they do give the artists what they truly do deserve. There is an element of giving back, to the creator. For example, if a creator right now utilizes Spotify, if they generate X number of sales, they don't get 100% of the money. Spotify takes a cut, your producer takes a cut. So you may only get 30, 20%. And that is why the blockchain is great, such as Audius, because they can truly do reward these creators and artists with what they truly deserve because they utilize the token. There is no intermediaries. Bitsong does have a little bit of that, but the main idea behind Bitsong is this idea of governance, is this idea of a fan token. So that is where the difference, I would say, is between Bitsong and Audius. I actually do believe Bitsong is working with Audius because you can trade the Bitsong token you can buy Bitsong with the Audius token. So I think there is some form of partnership going on with both these projects because Bitsong really is the idea behind fan tokens and governance over the artists. So to answer your question simply, both these projects can coexist. And actually, it would be a benefit if they coexisted because they're different. What could happen is Audius could reward these artists what they truly deserve by paying them for the token. And then Bitsong can come in and give the artists, listeners, a form of governance over those artists. So both of these projects could coexist and perform pretty well, I'd say.
That's a great answer. Thanks.
So, okay. Now let's address some of the comments down below because I know a lot of you guys, have tuned into this live stream and we didn't pay attention to the comments at the start. So let's go through some of these comments. So if anyone has any questions you'd like us to answer, now is the time to put in the chat. Don't just throw in loads of core interviews. Check this, check this, check this. Let us know some questions that would provide you guys valuable pieces of information. Waiting for crypto, Seth. Hello, Web3 me. I appreciate you always tuning into the live stream. As always, guys, can you drop a like on this live stream and subscribe if you haven't already? Hey. Hello, Ralph Jean. Bro is late, counting all his Rolex. Precisely, I'm not going to say how many, but I was counting. I'm still pissed. I only found this channel a couple of weeks ago. That is a shame, my friend. If you were on my channel about a few months ago, you would be up over like 60, 70x if you've listened to the projects that I've invested into, which is crazy because we're in the depths of a bear market right now. Vi, do you have any thoughts on Vi? I'm quite curious. Do you have any thoughts on Vi SSM?
I've made so many videos about Viot. Like, you should know by now that I like Viot because it's like a virtual assistant powered by AI. And it's got this mobile, there's AI and there's AGI, artificial generated intelligence. So I like Viot's approach in that it's easier to get into AI. It's easier to have this conversational flow with it, writing smart contracts. It does law, shopping, things like that. So I actually like the project. I believe AI, people aren't talking about it just as much, and this one you should be paying attention to good projects within that space. Viot is a good one.
I have a question for you regarding Viot. I would love to know your take on this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say Viot is only performing well because AI is a narrative? Or would you suggest that Viot would be a project that would perform well regardless?
Yeah. What I would say to that is, with all AI narrative aside, Viot has great fundamentals. I mean, even with the AI narrative, there are many projects that have popped up and I've told people about them that they are bad. Take, for example, there was one I was talking about on my channel. I said, I'm not really a big fan of it. And it was neural AI. People were shilling it to me. So I always let people know, just because a narrative is slapped onto a project doesn't mean that project will do well. So I'm bullish on Viot because I like it as a project. I like the fundamentals. I like the team behind it. Partnered with IBM. They are also regulatory compliant. They've got a good use case, good tokenomics. Those are the reasons why I'm bullish on Viot, not just because it's AI. It's a great AI project, and the AI narrative will push it faster than it normally would. But Viot as a project by itself is a great one. That's why I'm bullish on it.
I completely agree with what you're saying. Viot was a great project. And I want to show you guys the chart because I've been in Viot since around 700 to 900K market cap. I'm up big on Viot. I'm one of those early investors, one of those few individuals, intelligent individuals that did call Viot. And what I want to show you is the AI trend affected Viot here. This is when we saw Viot go fucking parabolic. I apologize for the language. I'm probably going to get demonetized now. But look, this is when we saw Viot go parabolic from this point here. It went all the way up here, and now it's retraced, which just shows you guys this AI trend did arguably, you could call it a pump and dump on Viot, right? Spiked up and it's all the way retraced back down. However, before that, Viot was growing organically. We saw Viot go absolutely parabolic. Have a look at this, all the way down from 0.004 all the way up to 0.095. That is absolutely phenomenal. So even though AI became a trend, in no way was Viot rallying because AI became a trend. Arguably, it's retraced all the way back down to that point anyways. So this is a great entry opportunity for Viot, guys. Anyways, let's address some of the comments down below. Let's see if we can have a look at some of these. There's so many comments down below. I apologize if we don't get through every single one. So, Seth, WadsPay, you still bullish? Well, currently, I am bullish on WadsPay as a high risk, high reward play. I treat WadsPay as very high risk due to the lack of communication between us, the investors, and the developers, which does leave a room for speculation and does leave a room for allegations to be made, and they can't really be addressed. However, I do like what the project has to offer, and because of that fact, I'm still bullish on the project. I'm going to be in it for a decent amount of time, guys. I'm probably going to capitalize on the fact that it is low in liquidity, so it's probably going to see a nice rally sometime soon. What I would say to you guys is, once we see WadsPay get listed on a few other exchanges, we're probably going to see WadsPay go parabolic. I'll show you guys why that is true. If you look at WadsPay right now, it's merely on 3 markets. It's on Bitmart, it's on BitTrue, it's on XSwap, and it got removed off of Emrex, so it's only on 3 now. What I would say out of these 3 exchanges is there is a group of people that do utilize Bitmart, but the majority of people don't utilize these exchanges. Once this gets listed on the likes of KuCoin, potentially Binance in the future, and many other great exchanges, even a DEX, even Uniswap or PancakeSwap, we're probably going to see WadsPay go parabolic. But because it's merely on these 3 exchanges, for you few people that want to put the effort in to go and get WadsPay, to go and buy this project, you're going to reap the rewards later. That's what my opinions are on WadsPay. What are your thoughts on WadsPay, SSM?
Yeah, I always say that too. People who put in the extra efforts. I mean, I know people who don't buy on KuCoin. For them, it's Binance or bust. So people who put in the extra efforts, to get projects that aren't, easily accessible, tend to get those extra benefits when they become more accessible to the masses. It just means you're getting in earlier. So as for the project itself, I looked at WadsPay because I've been looking really deep into the e-commerce aspect of crypto, and I really like the idea behind it, using POS terminals to accept cryptocurrencies. And it goes back to, one of my personal points that I like to invest in when I'm looking at a crypto projects that give utility to other crypto in the space. It's all well and good if you love BNB. It's all nice if you're a big fan of Polygon Matic. It's great if you're a Bitcoin maxi. But what's the point if you have to convert it to fiat? I was about to say cash. What's the point if you have to convert it to cash before you can use it? So projects like WadsPay, projects like STMX, projects like 8p, they allow people to have their favorite crypto projects and then just spend it. It adds more utility to other projects. So it's definitely within a niche that I'm very bullish on. I also have crypto projects within that sector that I like. There's Hive, one of my personal favorites, because it does freelancing on the blockchain, so it's borderless, and you can use any crypto that you pay with. We are also going to talk about XPNet. I'm seeing some questions on it. So yeah, WadsPay is definitely one that is a great project, good utility, and adds more utility to other projects within the space.
That's a great take. I really love that take you made on it adds utility to other projects. Projects which help other projects do well will probably do well themselves. So, I forgot to think about the people that don't know what WadsPay is. I'll give you guys a brief summary of what the project has to offer. So it is within that e-commerce kind of sphere of crypto. The main ideas behind WadsPay is helping for seamless interaction of crypto as a whole in terms of paying and buying with crypto. So one of the main ideas that I love from WadsPay is this idea of a point of sale terminal for crypto. That thing right here, right now you go into a store, you take your credit card or debit card and you You pay on these machines. That is a point of sale terminal. So WadsPay want to create crypto versions of that. That is the main selling point behind WadsPay that really does entice it for me. So that's a quick rundown of what WadsPay is. They have a few other different services like issuance with financial institutions, CBDCs, and many, many more things. However, this is the main thing that sells it for me because I believe this will revolutionize the crypto industry as a whole. So, SSM, glad to see you, bro. Hello all. Hello, everyone. So there's so many
It's
comments
been a
down
while.
below.
I haven't seen Dan, and I'm glad to see him here again.
Dan, he really does love you. He's part of the SSM army.
Thanks, man.
So, guys, there are so many comments down below. What I'm going to do is we'll look at questions, anything that's like hello and nice to meet you, and we love you. We'll say it back already now. Great to see you guys in the live stream. But we're just going to go through the questions now. So, Mystic Seth, what's your next prediction and thoughts on the XRP case? So, regarding my next prediction, you have to be on the Patreon to see the benefits of that. I think you already are on the Patreon, which is great to see. So you have to be patient and wait. But regarding the XRP case, I think it's just being prolonged. I think they're going to win, but it's just being stretched out longer and longer. But my point is, regardless of that fact, if they did win, XRP will go absolutely parabolic. However, we don't know when that's going to be. I'm better allocating more of my funds towards other high cap gems like Quant, Chainlink, Matic that I believe in for the next bull run. I'm more catered towards the next bull run. We don't know how long this court case is going to take. So personally, I would say stay your portfolio towards the next bull run with the high caps we talk about on our channel. What would you say your thoughts are, SSM?
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. I've not been following the XRP case because I'm not really interested in XRP. I was more into Stellar XLM. So yeah, I don't have valuable insights on the XRP case.
Yeah, okay. That's understandable. Fair enough. That's a good perspective to have. So let's see if there's any comments down below, which are questions. There's many, many things down below. Okay. Look at Hello, the guy, the product, the MTV. So we talk about Hello quite a few times on these live streams. People always put it in the chat. We always have perspectives on these projects. So what I want to say, simply off the bat, before we get any other projects out there, I'm not very bullish on Hello. The idea behind Hello that I do like is that, kind of like Shark Tank crypto, kind of show. But the problem is, what does that have to do with the token? Do you need the token to watch the show? If so, that's kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of iffy. I wouldn't invest into a project which is just a show and I have to have the token to even watch the show. It's like you're asked to be pumped and dumped at that point. But look, it's an entertainment project. It's built with hype. And because the project's built with hype, it's probably going to perform well. However, I think there is better projects out there with real world utility, and I'm edging more towards those projects than Hello. That's my thoughts on the project.
Yeah, and mine regarding a project like Hello is like it's not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad project. It can do what is it can be entertaining and all that. But whenever you see a project like Hello, and you have to think like, can it be on Web 2? Does it have to be on the blockchain? I mean, if everybody loves Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, there's no way they're going to leave that to come to Web3 to use it on the blockchain. So I always say projects should not exist just for the sake of existing. There has to be a reason why the blockchain can make it better. And I'm going to be fair to you, I haven't looked deep into Elo because I haven't seen a need to just chase any entertainment crypto projects. I'm not against entertainment crypto projects. I mean, I call gaming projects as well. So I still believe there's a space for entertainment within crypto. So it might actually be good, but the reason why I'm saying it is there's just the entertainment industry is just oversaturated right now. We've got Netflix, we've got HBO Max, and all of that. So think about the projects you invest in because you're not using Elo because you're a fan of Shark Tank. You are buying Hello because you want to make money. You are buying Hello as an investor. And if you're going to buy a project as an investor, I can argue that there are many other projects out there that actually that the blockchain makes better and can actually make you sensible gains, not just hype. Because when a project like Hello is popular, I kind of get Squid Game vibes with it. It's all well and good. So the idea of Squid Game is fun. We play against each other. There's a manager. You get the Squid tokens and all of that. Even though it ended up being a rug pull, I get the appeal of entertainment and hype around it. But people that come in because of hype, they need hype to stay in. And there's nothing on earth that can provide an endless supply of hype. There's no celebrity on earth that can do that. There's no TV show on earth that can do that. So if people come in because of hype, they can't stay for so long. So even if Elo is rallying right now, think about the reason why it's rallying. It might be just because a lot of crypto YouTubers are talking about it. It can be just because it's popular. But if people are going to stay, it's because they are solving a real problem and the blockchain is making it better. Think about projects like decentralized storage, privacy, decentralized social media, decentralized stable coins, stuff like that. And yeah, that's just my opinion on Elo and entertainment cryptos in general.
But yeah, that's a great take. I completely agree with what you're saying, SSM. At the end of the day, the reason you believe Hello is a desirable token is only because you think it's gonna 100x or 200x your money. It may not necessarily be because you believe that Hello is actually a great product. And with what SSM was saying, there is great products. There is great projects at that same similar market cap that are better investments that have real world utility or have a better use case. So I completely agree with what you're saying. So let's address some of the comments down below because one of them plays on what we were just talking about. Best decentralized low cap storage crypto. So there is many different decentralized storage cryptos, especially in the low cap gem field. So what we'll do is, I don't think we're going to be able to say our best because what we're going to say is they're not all the same. You can't really say one is the best, blah, blah, blah. That's what we're going to end up saying, guys. So the best thing to do here is just to say our top 2 or top 3 favorite in that decentralized storage narrative. So we'll start off with you. You give one, then I'll give one, then we'll alternate. What would you say your first favorite decentralized storage project is?
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat one of them because I found out that the team was not too active, so I decided to move on to another project. But the lookups, the decentralized storage I've been looking at, they're not really lookups. I wouldn't call fetch, or I wouldn't call ocean protocol a lookup, but then there's big data protocol, the the king sets, there's big data protocol, there's Stratos. I like Stratos because of the scalability aspect of it. So yeah, let me start with Stratos, then let
Okay.
me go. I have a list of them, so I'll pick another one while you're giving us. Yes.
So Stratos would be your first one?
Yeah. I like Stratos because it has a focus on scalability. And I always say, projects that focus on scalability means they are paying attention to institutional adoption. And if you want a project to go up, my little donations can't really cause that project to go up. So when a project has focus on scalability, they are trying to appeal to institutional investors because they are the ones that are trying to give a lot of usage to. They are trying to appeal to a large base or a large users or a large volume of data. So scalability is extremely important. We see that problem with Ethereum. Many companies can't use Ethereum because it's not just practical. So Stratos has this strong focus on scalability, and I believe that's a kind of foresight that would attract institutions to invest in their projects. So if there's a project that really wants to store a large volume of data regularly and they're moving data left and right, then they'll easily pick Stratos over a much slower project. So yeah, Stratos is definitely one of my favorite low cap storage projects.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Stratos does place an emphasis on scalability. That's why they do have a layer 0 blockchain as well. So Stratos is a great project. It's not merely decentralized storage. So it does fit into this narrative, but it is much more than that. Decentralized computing, decentralized database. So there's going to be many use cases for this project if we want to move over to a more decentralized, secure, fast and reliable means of storage of data as a whole. So Stratos is a great project. We're going to coincide with a lot of these projects you talk about. So I'm going to go for a different project. I'm personally going to go with, let's say, Big Data Protocol. You know what? Let's start off with Crust because I'm the bullish. I'm
Not
the most,
fair. That's
I'm the
not
most
fair.
bullish on cross network because I was calling this project before anyone was even talking about it. All your favorite creators down below, no one was talking about this. I started talking about cross network again. This is a great project, guys. In terms of the fact that it's being adopted by major projects, that alone is enough to incentivize investment into this project. It's being utilized by many big projects such as Polygon, Matic, Uniswap, and many, many more. The ecosystem is huge. But at the end of the day, let's discuss what is cross network. So they have three main things behind them. The one that is being utilized by these industries is the website and DApp hosting section of it, which is a great service that they do have to offer. But the other two cater more towards retail investors, you could argue. They have personal file storage, which is great. Obviously, true digital ownership of your assets or your data specifically. And the second thing is protecting your metadata. And I think this is a very important one because for those of you that don't know what metadata is, I'll give you guys a good example. You take a photograph of something. The front end of that photograph is the image you see. Metadata is the time, the device it was taken on, the color profile, the location, all the details hidden within that photo that we don't want to be public. And what Cross Network aim to do is protect that data. So there's a lot of potential for this project. I'm up about 4 or 5x with Cross Network. So those of you that paid attention or those of you that were members of the Patreon, you'd be up big on Cross Network. It's a great project in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I think Cross is a great one as well. I was going to call that as my second pick.
So what would you say is your second pick then, if not Cross Network? We'll only do two each. We'll do two each. And it has to be a low cap gem.
Yeah, I was going to pick Cross, but the other crypto storage crypto projects I'm looking at are Ocean Protocol, Fetch, and Arweave.
Keep it low cap gems though. Keep it low cap gem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's fine to get Cross. You want to give everyone the project.
I like Big Data Protocol as well because I get Ocean Protocol vibes from it. Mm-hmm. So monetizing your data, I think that's a big deal. So the reason why I saw a comment and I just want to quickly address it. The person said, why decentralized storage? Because you don't want take for example Google Drive. Google Drive is all well and good, but you don't, and it's encrypted, but the encryption keys are not with you, they're with Google, and they can be demanded by authorities, police, or the government to access whatever files you have on the cloud. So the reason why decentralized storage is important is I believe your data, I believe privacy is your right, and having complete control of it is something that we should aim for, because it's not right for these people to use our data, to sell it off for their own monetary gains to advertisers. We've got personal information. We've got information that we don't want, people just having out on the internet or on the dark web. In the United States alone, every day, thousands of people's their data gets leaked on the internet. So that's what I was referring to when I said, does the blockchain make it better? Because storage, the blockchain actually makes it more private, and it also makes it more secure. Another issue with a centralized cloud storage like Google is hackers know where to target, hackers know where to attack. But if you look at like all this mesh algorithm, that have different points and they are contributing to the network, there's no centralized point of attack. So there's arguably more security with a decentralized storage than a centralized storage. So we've got security, we've got more privacy, and Big Data Protocol adds this extra layer of monetization. So you have your data, you have complete control over it. People can pay you and you release parts of the data you want. So there's also monetization of data or classifying data as an asset. So yeah, these are things that I look out for when I'm investing in a crypto project, not just for the sake of being on the blockchain, but how the blockchain actually makes it better.
I agree with what you're saying. And Big Data Protocol is a great project in terms of monetizing your data. What it is, if you guys don't know what Big Data Protocol is, it's basically a liquid data marketplace. So how it works is professionals list their data, and then you can go and buy that data with your BDP token or your B Alpha token on the website. There's a few processes that takes place. Firstly, the professionals provide the data, it gets tokenized, and as you guys understand, the moment that data is on the blockchain, There's all the benefits of the blockchain. Then it gets put in this vault, and then you need to buy the token, which provides liquidity for Uniswap. And then once you buy that token, you can then go into the data room and unlock that data, and it basically gets kind of de-tokenized, so then you can read the data, because you won't be able to read it if it's been tokenized because it's on the blockchain. So that's basically how it works. Great project. If I could, I'd put it on my list too. If I could, I'd put Stratos and Big Data Protocol on. So just be guys aware that I'm bullish on every single one of these projects we talked about before. So to say one more project that I do like in the storage industry, that is not Stratos, that is not Big Data Protocol, I would probably go with, I think this project deviates a little too much from storage. But what I would say is Trias. Trias is a cloud service infrastructure. It's also a layer one blockchain. Actually, not a layer one blockchain. It's actually kind of like a minus layer one blockchain. So there is many benefits to Trias. However, I would recommend you watch my video on it, because we would need to go into depth about Trias, and we're going to be here for 30 minutes talking about Trias. But what I would say, guys, is there is many, many, many great decentralized storage projects, whether it's Stratos, whether it's Crust, whether it's Big Data Protocol, whether it's Ocean Protocol, there is many projects out there that are good. So just go check them out. Whichever one you get a feel for, whichever one you like them best, be sure to invest into that one, because I'm bullish on pretty much most of the decentralized storage projects that we cover over at my channel and the Gem Hunters channel in general. So guys, all these projects are great. So I'm comfortable with you guys going out and doing your research into these projects, because I've done my research and I know that they're good projects. So let's have a read the comments, because there's so many comments down below, guys. I apologize if we don't read every single one of them. We can't read them all, unfortunately. So, Revolve Games still good? I don't know what you mean by good when you say this question, but what I will say is I think they removed one of their games, but that may be because it's under development. There used to be 3 games, I do believe. But look, it's not a bad gaming project. There is worse gaming projects out there. What I would say is the tokenomics are fine for Evolve Games. It is a low cap gem as well. There's some great markets to buy this project on. But if I'm being honest with you, I personally think that there is a few different projects out there which are much, much, much better than Revolve Games. However, it's not a simple answer. The reason it's not a simple answer is because what does your portfolio need? Does your portfolio need a reliable low cap gem that is in the gaming industry? Then I'd go with Nakamoto Games, because I think there is no reason why Nakamoto Games wouldn't perform well. If your portfolio needs a high risk play, low liquidity, could go to the moon due to that fact, then Revolve Games is probably the best project for you. There is no best project for everyone. There is the best project for your specific circumstance. And if you're in dire need of that microcap gem that you want to go to the moon, Revolve Games, Fabwell, Spintop, those 3 gaming projects are not bad. If you're looking for more reliable gaming picks, then you have to go with Nakamoto, Altura, more projects like that. So it really just depends what your portfolio needs. Do you have any thoughts on Revolve Games, SSM?
Yeah. I've talked about this before, and I gave my own personal review about it. I think, they still need to do a lot more. I'm like, it's not really too good that they don't have much games. So the selling factor for Revolve Games is ability to appeal to gamers. So, like you said, there are many. It depends on your needs. However, even if you're going to put any of these projects, make sure it's a good one. So I still think, Revolve has a long way to go. They haven't really done much to please gamers, because they had just 1 out of 3 games, and they've had a very long time to develop these games. But this game hasn't even, this game has even been taken down. So I don't know what's up with that. They really need to get it back up, because there's no point of a gaming project if we don't have a working product. So yeah. And I think you skipped one comment that I was really looking forward to answering, from Mark. He said, XP Network sounds promising, just like 2 steps above this one. XP Network sounds promising, but there are many NFT kind of coins out there. How is XP Network any different? And that's a good question. And what I'll say to that is, XP Network is not an NFT coin or an NFT project. It adds utility. It gives more use cases to the NFT niche or the NFT space. You're an NFT project, and you prefer, you're sick and tired of Solana's outages. You want to do a DGods or Utes and move over to Polygon. you approach a project like NFT network, like XP network, to move over to another blockchain. VChain's very first NFT bridge was done using XP network. Inca NFT project was moved from Harmony One to Binance Smart Chain using XP Network. So XP Network doesn't have, its own NFT projects in that they're selling NFTs. What they do is they're providing a service to NFT projects within crypto. So as long as there are NFT projects in crypto that believe they want to move to another blockchain, or that one blockchain is better than another. I mean, they've partnered with Polygon, Tron, Avalanche, Aptos. They are adding Solana, Scale, and so on. So as long as there are crypto projects within the space and you are operating within the NFT niche, the XP network is a very powerful tool that they are using. Very fast, cheap, and reliable. It also adds security to it because of there are a lot of cross-bridge hacks, and people lose millions of dollars while moving NFTs about. So yeah, the
Yeah,
XP network is not an NFT project per se like other ones.
I agree with what you're saying. What I would say to that is it's not an NFT project in the fact that, yeah, look at our NFT project. We use NFTs for XYZ. It just allows for the transaction of NFTs around loads of different blockchains. However, each project wants to utilize NFTs is their own prerogative. XP Network does not care about that. It doesn't care how you aim to utilize it. It just allows for the seamless transaction of these NFTs around loads of different blockchains in a secure and fast manner. So, arguably, it's a great project in that retrospect. So, if Vi was such a fundamentally strong coin, why did it fall 99% before IBM partnership was still there? Vi pumped because it was a low cap AI during the AI hype. That is not true at all, my friend. And the reason that's not true is because, as I showed before, yes, Vi did pump and it did retrace pretty much all the way back down. But this part here to here was the AI hype. And it's paper hands. People weren't into these projects because they believed that Viot was fundamentally strong and they believed that it had long-term potential. They only got into Viot because it was an AI project. And once AI stopped being as bullish of a narrative, they got out of the project. That is why you can see here, it's retraced all the way back down pretty much to when the AI trend came in and sent it parabolic. However, Viot was still organically growing before that point. Viot was still, doing 2x's, 3x's, 4x's, 5x's before that point. So in no way was it the AI hype that caused Viot to go parabolic. It did pump Viot, however, it has retraced. However, Viot was already growing. If you just watch my channel or go back on my channel to the videos that I posted like a while back, like you'll understand that Viot has been ever growing for a very long time. Even this short here I made about Viot. Viot was sitting at $2 million on the 5th. On the 5th, you can see here, guys, Viot was sitting at $2 million, and I made a video on it because it was up. Viot has always been performing well. It's not merely due to the AI trend. Anyways. So let's see if we can find any more comments down below. What we're going to do is we'll address a few more comments. We'll be nice, and we'll do one coin review on a project that we think has a lot of potential. So how much quant is best to aspire to hold for the next bull run? So great question, because me and SM are both very bullish on this project. So we can talk about the best or how much to hold quant. So what I would say to this is there is no amount, because it's all personal to how much your portfolio is worth. Someone who has $1,000 can't have $10,000 of quant. So we can't give a number like $10,000. What we can do though is give you a percentage I think your portfolio should be for quant. And what I would say is, for me, I'm looking for that 30% range of quant. I believe in that project that much. I think having 30% of your portfolio, even 20 to 30% of your portfolio in quant, can't go wrong. And that's just my perspective on quant, though. What would you say yours is?
I'm going to give you a number because I made a whole video. You can check my channel for that. I made a whole video about how many quants you need to become a millionaire, and I believe just 100 quant tokens is enough to become a millionaire, because I'm very bullish on quant. I believe it can reach $10,000 per token. So you do the maths on how many you would like to have. I've got some people messaging me like, dude, we actually just need 50 quant tokens to be millionaires. But I'm like, okay, that's a little bit too bullish. So it all depends. But personally, I believe, 100 quant tokens, $10,000 per tokens, and you're good. So just try and target 50 to 100. And I'm just going to give you one of the reasons I stated. Quant is extremely deflationary, less tokens than Bitcoin, and it's got you know it's got 82% of those tokens in circulation already. 14 million quant tokens, only 14 million quant tokens will ever exist. And if you think about what quant is doing, interoperability, I mean, some of the biggest industries in the space don't have to directly compete. Netflix is the best video streaming service, and they're not producing movies like, oh, they are producing movies. I'm sorry about that, but okay, take for example Airbnb. Without owning any physical building, it has one of the best. Really, it's competing in real estate business. I mean, we've got Uber and Bolt. Without owning any taxes, they are making millions of dollars. So providing a service within the space is one of the reasons why I've also been saying XP. Yeah, sorry, I'm talking about XP. Providing a service within the crypto space is a big deal. So Quant is providing this service, this interoperability. Like, it allows you to enjoy benefits of different blockchain. It's also regulatory compliance. It's very friendly to financial institutions where there's a lot of money, and it's also friendly to crypto projects. So providing a service within the crypto space, you don't necessarily have to build your own blockchain from the ground up. What Quant does is building, using an operating system, the Overledger operating system, and benefiting from the security and decentralization of Ethereum. It really makes me bullish on Quant. So I really believe, you just need 100 Quant token, have 100 of that 14 million pieces, and by the time people need the tokens to operate, to pay, to work that Overledger operating system. So imagine having a piece of just 14 million. By the time institutions are rushing for it, by the time companies want to use it, you're owning one out of 14 million. That's a big deal. Now imagine owning 100 of that. So yeah, I really think 50 to 100 is a good amount to hold for quant.
So I was working it out before when you said it. So 100 quant is around $13,000, around that range. So you'd be looking around a 77x your money to become a millionaire from quant. And you know what? A lot of people believe that quant's going to do a 60, 70, 80x your money. And you know what? It's entirely possible. However, I'm not going to fill your head up with too much bullish news. If you guys believe in quant, invest in quant. If you don't, invest in whatever project that is a high cap that you believe in. I'm not too picky on the high caps. I understand at the end of the day, you can invest into quant, Chainlink, Matic, Algorand, HBAR, and I'm sure you're going to be fine in the next boring.
I'm seeing a lot of interesting comments on quants, passing it down to grandkids and the like.
Definitely name my daughter Quant. I'm going to name my daughter Quant and my son Demetra. Anyways, let's have a look in the comments. So, hi, King Seth. What is your number one pick for high risk, high reward? So, in terms of high risk, high reward, at the moment,
Dex sports.
Dex sports, and definitely Dex sports. I would say Dex sports, WordsPay. I'd say WordsPay is high risk, high reward. And last one I'll just throw in there. I'll throw in Bitsong in there too. I would say these three are high risk, high reward. I think they're going to perform pretty decent. However, nothing's guaranteed in crypto. They're solely dependent on a lot of different factors. However, I think these are very high risk, high reward. You can throw in Shop and IO, but personally, I would say those three are some good high risk, high reward plays. So, SM, do you want to say? Why don't you give them one? Or, give them three. I gave three. You give them three. Give them three.
Nah, I really don't have much for high risk, high reward. Only one I can think of right now, and that's opacity, because I just like the idea. The only reason why it's high risk right now is the CEO since last year June, he hasn't been feeling so fine. So the activity, the development has slowed down like crazy. It has slowed down a lot. So, but the project idea, I just love it so much, and I love the fact that they have a working product. I tested it myself. I used it myself, and it's a great project. It just doesn't have that development activity behind it like before. So, high risk, high reward for opacity.
Definitely. I agree with what you're saying. So, regarding this comment down below, I do want to address this because don't get me wrong, Cold Stack, the idea behind Cold Stack, the project, it does seem absolutely phenomenal. However, the tokenomics are not good for Cold Stack, and because of that, I'm not willing to take that risk with the project. However, there's going to be other projects which aim to do a similar thing, so don't worry. One will definitely come out in the future once decentralized storage is taken more seriously by the general populace. So, guys, what we're going to do is the next comment from now, if it's a review, we'll do it on the stream. The next comment from now, we'll have a look at that project. The next one from this moment. I'll give you guys a few moments to put it down below, but that next project we'll have a look on the stream, or as much as we can possibly do. Obviously, we're not going to sit here, read the white paper for 30 minutes, but we'll look at the next project. So I'll give you guys a moment. Those of you that always come in and just throw 5,000 different projects in the chat, this is your opportunity. SIS review, please. The funny thing is, there's going to be multiple people. So SIS got there before. Well, what I would say is regarding XTP and Stratos, very bullish on Stratos. So you know what? We'll do two, because if the tokenomics is bad for this project, then it's going to be like a 5-second review. Okay, 30% in circulation, $3 million in market cap. Okay, let's have a look at the project idea. Then we'll have a look on Twitter. We'll have a look, if they're active, if they've abandoned the project, so and so. So move liquidity across Polygon, Avalanche. It's changing all the time. I guess it's just moving liquidity across different chains. So EVM and non-EVM networks, swap any token and transfer liquidity. Yes, if any. There is a few projects which aim to do this same thing. So what I would say is, what is the unique selling point behind Symbiosis? Because there's a lot of projects which aim to do this exact same idea. What would differentiate this from all the other projects? Supported chains, they got Polygon, Avalanche, Ethereum, Aura. Okay, soon near Aptos and Sui. Again, I need that unique selling point. It really does help. Chain swap partners. Okay. Open Ocean partners. Is there a list of the team? Is the team available or the team hiding? I think the team may be hiding. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to find this.
It's an interesting project, the idea, but like you said, are there other projects out there that are doing the same cross-chain liquidity with a higher market cap?
Yeah.
So, guys, you need to understand, if I'm an investor, and it's kind of like reviews. If you want to buy something, you definitely go for the one with a higher number of stars and reviews than a new project that people don't really know about. So if Symbiosis Finance, is a new project and is not really doing much, is not solving a problem that the bigger players are doing, institutions are not going to move into those ones. So you have to pay attention to that as well. If there's a bigger project with a higher market cap, that's where the institutions are going to go to use it for their cross-chain liquidity, because they also arguably have more liquidity to carry out that operation. So they wouldn't want to invest in a $2 million market cap project when there's a bigger one out there.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. And I was having a further read of this project, and there is so many other projects, higher in market cap, less risk, that aim to do the same thing. But you know what? You may have certain reasons why you believe in this project. That may be your prerogative. So what I would say is, on face value, the tokenomics seem fine. On face value, you need to deep dive into the token allocation and such, and the utilization of that token as well. Is the token even needed within the system? So you'd have to look at the white paper, go into the token economy section and have a look at that. But what I would add is the tokenomics. Look, 30%, you can kind of get away with that in some cases. However, due to the lack of unique selling point for this project, I would say 30% is not good for this project. Based off the markets, to be fair, the markets aren't that bad. I've seen worse markets. I would like to see a DEX in there. It's always good to see a DEX of the people that want to utilize a decentralized exchange. If we have a look at the holders very quickly, there was a smart contract holding about 43%. I suppose this is the bridge for the liquidity, so this is probably not a specific holder. I would guess, but you still have to deep dive into that to make sure this isn't just some single holder of the project. But on face value, there's other projects who do the same thing. Tokenomics aren't the best. So I would personally stay away from this project. There's other projects that I would invest into. However, if you believe in this project and you have your reasons, you've done your research, I see no reason why you shouldn't invest in this project. That's what I'm going to say. So this is the first one, guys. I will be nice, and a little bit later, we'll do another project. But someone did come in with a donation here, so we're going to address the donation. Obviously, my friends, if you're going to spend some money to get this in. But guys, even if you send a donation, I'm not just going to say a project's good. You can send a $1,000 donation. If the project's terrible, I'm going to tell you guys that it is terrible. So let's have a look. I have had a look at this project before because I do think a lot of people do say this project down below. So I have had a look at this before. I do believe this is another decentralized storage project similar to the likes of Trias. Yeah, a decentralized cloud computing network. So what I did say regarding this project was I've done my research into Trias and I'm more bullish on Trias than I am on this project. However, based off what I've seen with this project, there was no reason why I wouldn't say it could perform well. In terms of the tokenomics, 50% circulation, that's fine. The markets, you can see crypto.com, KuCoin. It's actually quite hard to get onto a lot of these exchanges. You have to have a lot of money to buy yourself onto these exchanges. It's not free. I think to get into KuCoin, you need a few $100,000 to even be listed on KuCoin. So there's a lot of payments involved. So what I would say is if this project can garner that investment, it must have performed well in its early days, in its pre-sale. So the project doesn't seem too bad. I see no reason why anyone wouldn't invest in this project. But what I would say is I'm personally going for Trias. It's very similar to Trias. I personally choose Trias over this project. However, if you've done your research into this project and you choose this project over Trias, I see no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. Fetch AI partnership and AMD partnership. Partnerships help too. So you could argue that is the slight edge that it does have over a project like Trias with some great partnerships. So again, my friend, I'm bullish. I see no reason why this project won't perform well. So I'm fine with that. Guys, I'm not going to review every single project just because you're do a donation on it. So I will have a look at this one here, and then we're going to move on from this. So GQ Outer Limits, I have a bag, and I want your thoughts. GQ.
Sounds like a gaming project.
I do believe a few other YouTubers have covered this. Crypto Stuff, I think, talked about this. So 40% of circulation, $26 million in market cap. I'll have a quick look at the markets as well. So you got Mexi in there and you got PancakeSwap. They're the main two that I would say from that project. How long has it been around for? Okay, not too long then. So let's have a look at this project idea. A deep space MMO. So this is a gaming project. Again, you guys know how I feel about gaming projects. A single gaming project can only go so far. So what is this project? Is it just a game? I think it's just a game. Yeah, it's like a metaverse kind of NFT based game. Look, guys, what I'm going to say regarding this is gaming projects will perform well. Don't get me wrong. A lot of gaming projects will perform well. However, what I'm going to say is I'd prefer to go with a project which covers many, many different projects and caters towards the gaming industry more than a project which caters towards a specific game, because this project is going to rely solely on hype. And hype can only get you so far. Due to the sheer amount of different gaming projects that there is on the crypto market, they can't all do well. So you may see a nice rally with this project. It may do a nice 10x, 20x potentially. However, there is safer means of investment. But what I would say is on face value on the investment side, lower market cap, trading volume seems fine. 40% circulation, which is not too bad. The markets seem fine. The charts don't look too bad. So what I will say is, in terms on strictly the investment opportunity here, on face value, I see no problems. However, if we deep dive into the project, I would say, it's an oversaturated field. There's probably better projects out there. However, if you've done your research and you know the partners and you think this project's going to do well, then I see no reason why you couldn't stick with your investment opportunity. So that's my thoughts. Do you have any thoughts, SSM?
Yeah, I always say, gaming projects are very subjective, and there are a lot of gaming projects out there, and if personally, one thing I like to use to determine whether or not I would hold a gaming project is something that you have to play and like yourself. That way, you have a very good idea. You can have a very good assessment. If you find this boring, if it's not interesting, if you don't see any reason why you would play the game, then don't bother with it. But if you find the game interesting and it's fun and it's something you like personally, that means there's definitely going to be a market for it. It all depends now on whether or not they can appeal to other gamers and how they can get out to them. Because if a game is all about we're going to do this gaming projects, I know so many gaming projects just come out with promises. Avoid those projects. Make sure you're investing in a gaming project that you've tried yourself. It's one of the areas where I always say you should take your feelings out of investing in crypto. But I think gaming is a bit different because if you play the game and you like it, then people can have fun with it and you can easily hold that project. But if you're looking at an investment and you're looking for where to put your money, so that you can make 100x gains, there are far more projects out there that do far more useful things than gaming projects. I love gaming projects. I've mentioned several of them on my channel. I like Nakamoto Games, I like Altura, I like Farbelt, I like Defina Finance, all of these projects. But I know they don't have much, they're not solving much problem real world. So that I can say the same thing for any other gaming projects. They aren't really doing much, especially on the blockchain. Call of Duty would beat any game on the blockchain anytime. But you can look at, oh, it's on the blockchain, I'm the one in full control, and I also have any opportunities. They are developing and there's marketing and stuff like that. It's fun. I can see why people put money in it. It's all well and good. So gaming is just the most subjective part of crypto that I can see. So it all depends on you, man.
So yeah, I agree with what you're saying. In the terms of there's better projects out there which have real world utility. Therefore, it's probably not worth risking your bag on a project which is very niche and is built upon hype rather than utility. So that's a great point made by Sam. I did see a
Yeah,
few people comment down below Magic, so we can have a quick look at this project as well. So
yeah, I've
the
looked
website
at
wasn't
Magic
working.
before. It's good.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I said I've looked at Magic before. It's a good one. Uh, you know, all what I said. You remember when I was talking about the final Farbelt?
Hmm.
There are so many things to look into, and one of the things I like about Magic is it's a hub. It's not just one single game.
Hmm.
So it appeals to different kinds of gamers. So take for example, with this GQ, if you aren't into a specific genre, the project wouldn't do well. But a project like Magic, it's a platform, it's a hub. There are different games on it, so it has that variety, and I think variety has a lot of importance in gaming projects because take a look at Gala Games. There are several games on it, and developers would want to put more games on their platform. So as an investment, that's a good idea because you're tackling so many aspects at once. You're not just relying on one game to be fun, or you're not just relying on one game to do well.
You know, I do believe the partners are great for Magic too. Some people down below in the comments are saying that. So again, follow where the money's going. If the money's going into a project, if institutions are backing a certain project, is because there is something good of that project. Follow the money and you'll make money yourself, guys. So I can see 2 donations have come in to look at 2 projects, guys. And I'm not just going to review every single project merely because you sent a donation. So any other donations that come in from this current point, we're not going to look at the projects. So we'll quickly have a look at both of these real quick, and then we're going to leave it there, guys. No more donations in terms of I'm going to review your project. So 40% in circulation. We can have a quick look at the markets as well. Coinbase, wow, that's a surprise. You rarely do see projects listed on Coinbase, especially low cap gems. So comms for the metaverse, building an open and inclusive Web3 run by community, provides an incentivized node network where any wallet address can communicate. So is this some form of social media? Okay, it is. It's a form of social media of a built-in wallet. So look, a project like this relies on adoption and hype. If this application gets adopted by many, many different individuals, then this project could perform well. If a different project gets adopted, that one's probably going to perform well. It's the same with browsers, guys. Brave browser has that first mover advantage. It's being adopted by the most people. Therefore, Brave browser is arguably going to perform well and be adopted. You follow the people, again, you follow the money. So what I would say is a project like this will probably perform well because you can garner that hype of decentralized communication. And you can see here it's already got 100,000 plus downloads on the Google Play Store. So a project like this will probably do well on hype. So just be careful. You'll probably see some bullish sentiment of this project, but it can be fast up and fast down for projects that are built on hype. So, but at face value, my friend, at face value, tokenomics seem fine. It's low markup. Markets seem fine as well. So I see no problem investing to this project. If you've done your research into it, at face value, there is no red flags. Okay, and the last one, PureFi. So I have had a look at PureFi, guys, and I do like the idea behind the KYC certificate and eliminating money laundering in crypto. It really does comply with regulation, and because it complies with regulation, we'll probably see PureFi perform well just at that fact. So I do think this project will be bullish. I am still in my early days. I'm still doing my research on this project, so I can't fully say this is a great project or not, but I've deep dived into it, and what I've seen so far, I've read the white paper, part of the white paper, not finished the white paper entirely, but from what I've read, the project seems pretty good. I do believe the token has utility as well. It's not just a project for token for no point. The token is utilized in the process. So there does seem to be utility for this project. And it is sitting at about $2 million in markup, $2.9 million in markup. So this is a relatively low cap gem. Tokenomics are fine with this project as well. The markets, what I would say is I would like to see a few better markets. Maybe, KuCoin listing or, a few bigger exchanges out there would really help for adoption of this project. So that's what I would say regarding this project. But I am currently bullish on PureFi. I'll say that to you guys. So we are going to be wrapping it up very, very soon, guys. We've been live for an hour and 12 minutes now. I do appreciate every single one of you guys for being in this live stream. I saw this comment. It made me chuckle in my head. My entire portfolio consists of 50% Shatos and 50% Morpheus Labs and going YOLO. Look, my friend, that's very risky, but you can do what you want. And I personally believe those two projects will perform well. So it is risky, but I think you're going to have a big bag at the end of the bull run, my friend, as long as you employ a great exit strategy. So what I am going to say before I wrap this up on my side is, guys, go check out the Patreon. Bitsong, it's up 3x. If you're on the Patreon, you'd be capitalizing on this fact. You'd be up big on your money. What I would say is there are so many valuable services that I offer. It's not merely just the buy alerts. Look, I'm bringing you guys market cap gems. For example, Demetra. I'm the one who talked about Demetra. I sent out a buy alert for this project, and my patrons are up 6 to 11x their money. So I'm calling these microcap gems before they're big. I offer that, yes. And it is one of the most valuable services I offer, these microcap gems, and SSM offers them too. But what I would say is it's not merely just these microcap gems. There's many services I offer that is much more valuable, such as the webinars. The webinars gives you guys a chance to ask one-to-one questions with us, get close and personal, ask questions that may not be answered on this live stream. Because there's so many people, I may brush over your question. You can talk to me, answer questions. We'll give you guys a good answer. I can educate you on certain different things. I know a lot of people are confused about liquidity and many other things. I can educate you guys on that. This is happening over the Patreon, as well as the one-to-one consultations. The one-to-one consultations allows you and me on a call. We'll go through your portfolio. We'll set you up for the next bull run. I'll educate you on whatever you want to be educated on, and many, many more services. I highly recommend, guys, you join the Patreon. Only 73 spaces remaining in the VIP tier. The elite tier is now sold out, and I'm not going to add any more spaces. Even when I'm on 100K subs, which I will be, I'm not going to add any more spaces. I'm not chasing money. I just want a tight-knit community of like-minded individuals that want to make money. So I'm not making it unlimited spaces. I'm keeping these spaces limited, guys. So don't be the one to miss out. I'll put the link in the chat now on my live stream. I'm not going to put it in SSM's live stream. SSM essentially offers the exact same services, guys. So SSM, you should tell everyone how they should contact you. I do believe it's on Telegram, if I'm correct.
Yeah, you can check any of my videos description. I always put it there. So even on this live stream, it will be in the video description as well. And there's just one last comment I want to address. And it says, I was bullish about opacity. Yeah, I like the project. And I made a video about it, but I didn't mention it for my low cap decentralized peak, and that's because I mentioned it. So you can just go back like 20 minutes, and you'll see the reason why I picked opacity for my high risk, high reward play. I like the project, I like the idea. It's just the development activity has really slowed down because the CEO fell sick. So yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great project, great decentralized storage option. It's not like I'm just hiding or shying away from the project. It even went up 3x after I made a video about it. But it's just not a project I'm moving forward with because of the development activity.
Yeah, guys, it was just a top 2. We could have sat there and done a top 5 decentralized storage, and if we did a top 5, it would have been on that list. And as well, SSM mentioned it like 5 minutes before that, so he didn't want to cop out and double mention a project. So great projects. He called it, did a 3x. I'd highly recommend you check out both our Patreons, guys. None of our Patreons are the same. My Patreon's different to SSM's, different to Crypto Archie's. Obviously, I have the best Patreon because, I'm a G. But look, guys, there's benefits to everyone. So I highly recommend check it out. We've been live for too long. SM's getting tired. I can see. I'm getting tired too, guys. So,
be sure to subscribe, though. I appreciate that.
Guys, be sure to subscribe to both our channels. My channel, SSM channel. We really do appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you guys in the live stream. We work 20 hours a day providing this content for you guys. I haven't slept in about 15 hours just researching crypto and doing a lot. So I highly recommend, guys, you subscribe to the channel. There should be a subscribe button here. Turn on notifications, of course, and always check out the Patreon. So we are going to be rounding up here, guys. I'm going to be out now. Make sure to subscribe to SSM's channel as well. He provides valuable content. So we'll be out now, guys. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks.
We really do appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys later.